Hey y'all, this is Kyle. Welcome back to my channel, Ace in the Desert. So, you can see, of course, it's the tournaments I do really well at that I conveniently forget to record as I'm doing them. So, you might see by my screen that I just had a really good Daylong tournament. Probably good, hopefully, for top 10 or 20 of the day. Yay me. So I thought I'd take this time to kind of analyze what a really good tournament looks like. Maybe try to figure out what I did well, and even what I can still improve on. Thought it'd be more interesting than a lot of the more average ones I've been posting recently. So I actually flipped my display for this one, so to make sure that the hands aren't cut off. So I thought we'd kind of go through my boards a little bit and do some postmortem together. So without further ado, let's get to it. So, board one, I had a pretty boring 16 count, and I opened it a no trump. Partner bid two spades, which showed interest in the minors and at least invitational values. I cooperated by showing more my better minor, which happened to be clubs in this case. Um, and I could have maybe bid two or three no, but my spade suit was so garbage. And so we want to be in a minor if partner short in spades, because partner's often short in a major when we bid this. So partner showed heart shortness, and with nothing left to do, I chose 3 no. So I got a fourth best spade lead, and there's really not much to do but put up the jack and dummy. It really looks like we don't have a spade stopper in this one, because jack 10 third is going to get swallowed by the ace king queen, unless like someone has like stiff 10-9, has like 10-9-8 tight. Uh, it turns out that's not what happened. It turned out two of the spade honors were tight. So it turns out I actually had a stopper. So East with the tight spade honors looked to set up their own hearts instead of partner spades. So I took advantage of that, won the ace of hearts, and decided to see how diamonds played out. Now I could actually, this is an interesting card combination. If you ever read Mike Lawrence's brilliant book Card Combinations, he talks about like honor and one across the other two of the top three honors with the 10. Um, and it's actually pretty 50-50 to hook the 10 or play for the drop. They're actually pretty similar chances because you pick up a lot of the stiff jack, jack double, and the jack double tens besides jack third. So I played the queen and saw the 9 fall on my right, but because I had the club as an entry, I decided just to run diamonds. Because another thing too is that this might make the club suit easier. If clubs are 4-1, they might pitch clubs. So I wanted to just run diamonds, see if I could run them first. And when they didn't run, I decided, even though I didn't really have a spade stopper, to concede the diamond. Anyway, because we want to set up that extra diamond trick, especially because it's match point. So we could have maybe, and I think I could have made my contract without it as long as clubs were 3-2. I could have cashed clubs before knocking out the diamond. But because they didn't return a spade immediately the first time, I decided to be greedy and try to knock out the diamond. So if this was an in tournament, but it was match points, I would make the safety play and check for 3-2 clubs at that point. But because it's match points and they seem to have troubles attacking spades, I decided to knock out a diamond to East. Um, Also good that it was to East because East was the one that had trouble continuing spades, so maybe they would have the same issue. And I guessed right and made an over trick because the diamond was good in the end position, which was one more than the five-ish tricks I had to cash out if I didn't concede the diamond. So that ended up being a good board. I think I cashed the club and claimed when they each follow one round. But if I had been watching, the club's already split. So on to board two. So board two, we have a boring, balanced 14 count. 14 count. I open a diamond. Partner bid two diamonds. And the thing with the robots is they play inverted minors forcing through 2 no and not 3 of a minor. You could play, essentially, you have the choice playing in this inverted minor convention to play 2 no as forcing or non forcing. I thought my 14 was a little heavy, right? I had a solid 4 hearts, and basically partial stoppers everywhere. So while I could have rebid 2-no over 2 diamonds, I decided to punt 2 hearts, giving me a little more wiggle room to accept game later because I basically decided 14 was good enough to go for game. Partner showed a minimum of extra diamonds, and I went to 3-no anyway. And if I bid 2-no, maybe they would have passed it out. So in 3-no, we got a club lead, which turned to be pretty favorable. This hand pretty much played itself. They didn't attack the tricky spade lead, so I let a diamond up. Decided to set up my hearts early, and then Westbod cashed the club and attacked hearts for me, which even gave me an extra over trick than I deserved. So that was also a pretty good board. Moving on to board 3, I opened a no trump with my balanced 17 count. Some 17s you do upgrade, but I like to have a 5 heart suit to upgrade, so I opened a no trump. Partner transferred a hearts, and then dutifully passed. And this was a fun one. So I got a diamond lead to the 10. And the only really issue on this hand is I'm going to hook clubs. I hope to pitch some spades to maybe take some low roughs and dummy with the low hearts if hearts split poorly. So I won the 10, and I decided, basically counting my tricks from this. That's something I could do, but counting my tricks from the south hand, basically I hope to set up clubs, have my diamonds, and so I really just want to eliminate trump. Um, and I don't want to lose spades too, but the main thing seems to be getting out trump, so I have time to set up some clubs. So I did a low trump, and actually stiff ace is to my left. They won it, returned another diamond, which I was fine with. And then I cashed the heart and find out this awful 5-1 break. And so my plan quickly comes to try to, one, I need to set up my clubs, and then I also want to get, because I have low spots and hearts, I want to get some roughs in dummy. Um, I want to get some roughs in the long trump hand before my right hand opponent starts promoting the trump. So I start pitching spades right away, actually, because I don't care if East roughs, because East has higher trump than me, and I'm getting rid of my spade loser at the same time. So I play a diamond and they trump it. Now they try attacking spades. I play another diamond anyway, because it's a natural trump loser. And then East tries to just exit with a heart, and so I lose the club finesse. But also, I was only entitled to 2 club tricks anyway because I was missing the intermediates like the 10-9-8. And so that was also a pretty good board. I was happy that I thought to lead a low heart to the ace because I didn't have entries. If I had an extra entry, the funny thing is I might have led a heart to the queen. But I was worried about timing to set up clubs and also wanted flexibilities to take the low roughs and dummy from trick 1, so I played that harder trick 2. And so I was happy that my line was compatible with the awful break. So now on to board 4. Board 4, I opened a heart. Partner bid a spade, and I have an interesting decision here. Because I had 6 hearts and 4 clubs, both pretty solid, a pretty solid 2-suited hand with a monster like 6-card suit. If you go by loser count, I have 5 loser or 4.5 losers, right? Half of half the time I'll lose a heart, I'll lose 2 spades, a diamond, and a club. So that's a pretty good hand for what I have. And when partner responds a spade, I decided to go for it and made an invitational 3-heart bid. Just because I'm counting, 5 heart tricks and 2 clubs, like that's a lot more direct trick taking power than your normal hand like this. I mean, it's only what 14. It's only 14, but it has a lot of trick taking potential. And partner accepted, and so the play of this I think was pretty boring. We won a club. I played a diamond up right away to try to either get rid of my club loser or because I was concerned pulling trump that I wouldn't have time to rough the 3rd round of clubs and dummy, and plus the heart I would have to rough riff is pretty low, so I was opting to get either a club pitch instead or steal a diamond. Um, so what I did here was I decided to play the diamond up to the king, and my left-hand opponent cashed the. Sorry, someone was coming in. Cashing the ace of spades, and a spade was returned, so I lost the two spades right away. And the last thing to do was just pull trump, and it turns out I had the entry to pitch my club loser. And it turns out trump actually broke 4-1. So it was a good thing. Things actually worked out well that I had all the high hearts, or this could have been a trigger hand. So that was a good game to make. Uh, Board 5, East opened a club, and I have a pretty cruddy 10 count, but I have both majors. The major suits are pretty cruddy. There is a most people would, there are people that will overcall a spade, and there are people that would double. There really is no expert standard here. I'm sure people would pass too, because it's only a 10 count, but I decided double was a little bit more flexible than a spade. So I just started with a double, and partner tried to compete in diamonds twice, and so we pushed them to 4 clubs. And so I got a diamond lead to the ace, because partner tries to bid their diamonds, and partner shift to a heart, the queen of hearts. From queen of hearts, it looks pretty clear, looking at the dummy, that it's queen doubleton, because you would lead high-low from a doubleton in this situation. So when the opponent started pulling trump, I, my one trump was pulled, and I won the ace, and I dutifully played king of heart and a heart to give partner a ruff. Now, it turns out I crushed partner's jack of hearts, but it turns out partner didn't have a natural trump trick, so the ruff was equivalent. And that's how we said it won. Then they had the rest. So now we're in the last 3 boards. These boards were kind of all crazy. So I opened a heart on this hand. We have a pretty solid big hand here, right? We have 17 with a stiff club. And so I opened a heart. Partner bid the perfect spade. And I have the problem hand with 5 hearts on 4 spades, often like the Flannery shape. I mean, not really a problem here because I had such a big hand. But partner bid a spade. I could self-splinter in clubs, but given that the robots are limited, I decided to jump to 4 spades and just show my support points. Not really look for necessarily the slam. But then partner keycarded. So once I cooperated with keycard, we found ourselves to a nice slam. We won the diamond, and the main thing here was knocking out the ace of hearts and not tangling trump to get the diamond ruff. So I pulled 1 round of trump, took the heart finesse early. I wanted to cater to some 4-1s because we did have a lot of trump spots. There was a chance heart split 4-1, and I might have been taking a risk here, but things are good as long as the king of hearts is on side. And if the king of hearts is on side, that would have to mean East started with 4 heart, or that would mean East started with a stiff heart and West with 4 to the king. And I think East would lead a stiff heart, so it's pretty safe to attack hearts 1 round. Because the only bad scenario is East is short, and East might have led his shortness from the auction. So the heart finesse failed, and I was able to ruff my diamond, and I pulled 1 round of trump just to see where I was. There's something to be said about maybe I should have ruff the diamond low at this point, play the ace of came with the king of spades, so I can pick up like 10-4 in the east hand. So actually, maybe I misplayed this. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I should ruff the 3rd diamond. See, there's little things you can learn even from a good tournament like this. So there was a safety play to pick up 1-4-1 that I missed. Last one's also interesting, or second to last one. I have a 17 count, and I opened a heart, and partner bid a spade. And so I have a few choices here. I think one choice is to jump shift to 3 clubs. The other is a little more interesting. It's to treat this as a balanced hand, which you certainly could. It's semi-balanced, right? You have 2 doubletons. So given that I had controls in both minors, I decided to give it a go and rebid 2-no. Mostly because I want to get to no trump. And then when partner showed a good hand with 3 card heart support, I simply decided to flag hearts as trump, and then key carding kind of resolved itself again. So we got a spade lead, which I dutifully ducked. And then club to the ace, and then this hand pretty much played itself again because I could, as long as Trump split 3-2, I could unblock hearts or I could win the third heart and dummy and play my spades. Is well, first I would play 2 rounds of Trump, and so I played 2 rounds of Trump ending in my hand to make sure they split 3-2. Or actually, no, I only had to play 1 round of Trump because I had the King of Diamonds as an entry. So if I didn't have the King of Diamonds as an entry, I would have had to unblock the Jack of Spades first before playing the third round of Trump. So actually, because I had the King of Diamonds, I didn't need 3-2 Trumps. I needed them to be. I could make any 4-1 and probably 5-1 as long as I had ample time. No, I couldn't make 5-1 because I think I'm missing because I was missing the 9-10. There's sometimes where you can pick up 5-1 in the East hand if I have the spots. So that was pretty straightforward play. And then this last one was actually interesting to clear a problem. So I made a devious bid here a little bit. I again have the Flannery hand, 5 hearts, 4 spades, and I have 14 points. So in third seat here, I have to decide what to open. I could open it. It's probably normal just to open it a heart. There's really because after a heart 1-0, you can rebid. You can rebid your 3-card suit. You can rebid your nice. You really wouldn't want to rebid your major here. Is the problem. Um, so because it was fourth seed and partner was a passed hand, and I wasn't really expecting to get to game unless partner had like a good major suit fit, I opened a no trump. So a good major suit fit would be 4 more cards in a major for me. And then partner had this beautiful 3 heart bid showing shortness in hearts and spades. And so I have a really easy accept here. And then play here was a little interesting. So I got a spade lead, which was pretty clearly short. So I went with the king. So I have to decide how to set up my tricks while dealing with this awful likely trump break. And so I decided trick 2 to knock out the club early and to try to get roughs in the hand with small trumps. And so I got a rough at trick 2, and then it was a little tricky maneuvering trying to get all my tricks in. So I decided I needed East can't easily return a trump to stop me from roughing clubs. Um, so I decided to take the diamond finesse, and even if the diamond finesse was gonna fail early, it would be hard for East to return a trump because they're giving me a trump promotion from their natural 9/3. So I took the diamond finesse and actually encounter this awful 6-0 diamond break, which it feels like this might be kind of over here. It actually wasn't. Um, so they didn't give the trump return. So I won the ace of hearts, and I'm at this point. I need to way back to the north hand. I need to rough clubs and kind of get my roughs in the north hand to stop the knot to get my low to get my 8 of. I want to at least get my 8 of trump in before the 9 promotes. So I cashed the king of hearts to pitch one of my diamond losers that I now need to get rid of with the interesting 6-0 diamond break, and then the queen falls, which is really nice because I know because I can cash the jack pitching a second diamond. And then from there, I was able to rough my low heart in time because I had count that East had 5 hearts. And so from there, I could rough the club, rough another heart, rough another club, and then things were pretty much home free from there. I was getting my other trick. And I did pretty well in this, particularly because getting to rough all those low trump and the trump in hand and deal with the full one, I guess, was pretty tricky. Um, and you can think about like you might not even get to game if I open a heart, right? Because if I open a heart, a spade, 2 spades, is partner going to take their stiff heart? They might view that as wastage, and so they might not even invite. Or they'll invite 3 spades, and that makes it a little harder on me with the stiff queen of clubs to evaluate that. So, combination of play and interesting bidding got us there. Um, so that was my very good bridge tournament in the past week. So glad I can pull off one of these miracle tournaments every once in a while. I have won a few of these Daylongs occasionally. I think in the past 2 years. I win one about every month or two. Um, or if not win, at least make the top 10. I've won at least five of these at this point. And some of it is with a little variation, like you see on board eight. I mean, these eight board tournaments, you can get a lot of variance there. You only need to do well on eight boards in a row. So, beautiful stuff can happen every once in a while, like this. So, I hope you enjoyed my analysis of today's tournament, and hope to see you next time. Stay safe out there and play lots of bridge.